Hello, I'm Derek White with Dope Free Soldier. I come here once a month to talk to the men who are currently incarcerated and the men who are released back into the community on probation or parole. I come here once a month to remind you, you're not your past, you're not a mistake, you're not a failure. But now there are some things you gotta do. One thing you must do is set your environment. You gotta get up, you gotta get quiet with yourself. You gotta remind to tell yourself who you are by reminding yourself what you're not. You're no longer locked away from your family. You prayed about this moment. So now it's time to be about this moment. Every day set your atmosphere. One thing I do is I read this poem by Peter Dale Wimbrow Sr., The Man in the Glass. When you get what you want for your struggle for self, and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father, mother, or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back from the glass. Some people may call you a straight shooting charm and call you a wonderful guy. But the man in the glass know he's only a bum if he can't look himself in the eye. He's the fella to please, never mind all the rest, for he's with you clear to the end. And you pass your most dangerous and difficult test if the man in the glass is your friend. You may fool this whole world down a pathway of years and get pats on your back as you pass. But your final reward would be heartache and strife if you cheated the man in the glass. The Man in the Glass, written in 1934, but still relevant in 2023. Guys, it's time to stop lying to yourself. It's time to stop cheating yourself and stealing from yourself. Every crime has a victim, and you can no longer victimize yourself. Stop shaming and blaming folks and take ownership of your life. Stop trying to use folks just to get over and to get by. Because now you got to step up. You got to pull your own weight. And remember this, you are solely responsible for your own life. You are solely responsible for your own life. See, you got to realize there's some people, places, and things that no longer can be associated with your life. Yeah, you're going to have to put some people on your DNA list. Do not associate. Listen, you're free. You may be on probation, you may be on parole, but there are some things you got to do to be in compliance with that system. Remind yourself, I'm on probation and parole, I can't do drugs. Stay away from people who do drugs. Remind yourself that I'm on probation and parole, stay away from people who got guns and doing drive-by. Now you're gonna have to make some choices. See, you're gonna have to start living up instead of living down. You gotta make some choices. You gotta decide who you are and you gotta know where you're going because you already know where you've been. And you made a pact and you made a vow to yourself that you weren't going back to prison. But hear me good, it's not about getting out of prison. It's about staying out of prison. It's not about getting off parole and probation. It's about staying off parole and probation. And that starts with you. Stop lying to yourself. Stop talking about rules don't apply. Yes, rules do apply to you. And if you can't follow rules, then you know what? Sooner or later, that rule is going to get you. See, our mind is the battleground. And every day you got to program your mind on a positive channel. You got to get rid of toxic, dysfunctional, and evil-minded people, and you got to push them to the side. You got to tell yourself, I deserve better. And the moment you tell yourself you deserve better, life is going to meet you right where you are. But again, it's on you. See, what you going to answer to today? What you going to stand for? Who are you going to serve? And do you know who you are? Because I just told you there's some people out there They're sick and they want you to be sick. There are some people out there that are hurting, and hurting people just want to hurt people. Listen, you already know what you got to do. There's nothing new under the sun. But the hardest thing is getting you to do it. Listen, your family, they're tired. They're tired of going backwards and forward with you. It's time for you to get off the merry-go-round in that roller coaster and make sure you got 10 toes down on solid ground. It's time for you to tell people who you are, and remember, no numerous opportunities. But yes, you endanger yourself, and once you endanger yourself, you endangered your family. Come on. What do you want with your life? Because if you want to stay free in this society, it's going to cost you your old way of life, your old stinky thinking. It's got to be replaced. Hey, it's cool. Everybody want people in a circle. But you got to realize your circle may just be your cage. You got to realize just because I'm bro-hugging you and patting you on your back, I may just be wanting to hold you back. But that comes from you. See, I keep my circle small. It's not about how big my posse is. It's the quality in my posse. Because again, fake love, fake friends, ain't nobody got time for that. You got to decide. Every day, get up with passion. Every day, get up and tell yourself, I got to get some things done. Every day, run your race with grace, because if you don't, all these problems are about to get back in your face. Hey, it's winter time. It's time to let some people go. It's time to realize that you are the CEO of your life. Now you can promote and you can demote who you want from your life. You got to realize if you want to be an eagle, you got to quit hanging out with pigeons. Because your life is going to be a circus if you go back and hang out with those same dirty clowns. Listen, people will tell you all the time, you're a product of your environment. You're not a product of your environment. You're a product of the choices you make. Better choices, better life. Negative choices, negative life. Now you gotta decide. Decide, because if you don't, somebody else is they're gonna define your life today. They're gonna have you living their life instead of you living your life. And hear me now, you are under no obligation to keep them warm. Man, do you? Be you for you. Stand up, man up, and tell yourself, I'm no longer cuffing up. But again, it's on you. See, I can talk until I'm black and blue. Bottom line is, I know what I stand for, I know who I am, and I know who I serve daily. Guys, everybody ain't your friend. You gotta realize there are some people, places, and things off limit to me right now. And I'm on probation, I'm on parole. Man, my woman been looking upside my head, and guys, you got these women who've been putting money on your books, they're tired. You sitting around pretending that it's all good. You sitting around pretending that it's all cool, and really, it hasn't been. Your son been walking around talking about he's the man of the house, and he only 5 years old. You might want to let him know what a real man is. Your daughter sitting around backbiting and talking crazy to your queen because you ain't even on the scene. It's time to let her know, hey, that's your mama. Man, your daughter's gonna pick the same kind of guy that you are. Would you right now want your daughter to select an individual like you? But you can change that. You can change that by rearranging the furniture in your life. It's time to get your house in order. It's time for you to stay on the right side of the table in life. It's time for you to push forward and never try to live your life in reverse. Guys, you can't drive a car in reverse that long, but we can keep our life in reverse a long time. Stop cheating on your future by holding on to your past. Your past is just that, your past. Now you gotta go forward. It's not what I'm saying that matters. What matters is, what are you saying to yourself? What have you said to yourself to win today? When you got up this morning, what did you say? Did you complain about it? Because guys, you blessed and highly favored. You fearfully and you wonderfully made. You the head and not the tail. So get off your belly. Quit making this thing hard. Quit overthinking parole, probation. Guys, it's only 3 things you gotta do. Stop doing drugs, get a job, and meet up with your parole officer. Oh, and number 4 thing, make sure you call the UA line every day. That's it. Sooner or later, you're gonna get off parole and probation. Sooner or later, you get to manage you. But the question is, can you manage yourself? Because if you can't manage you, you're gonna always have people managing you. Listen, I've said it, and I say it quite a bit daily. I can, I will, I must. I can, I will, I must. I can, I will, I must. Hey, I'm Derek White, and I'm the dope-free soldier. Deuces!